In many churches, the Psalms are read or sung every Sunday, or even daily in succession, going one after another. These churches have preserved a priceless treasure, for only with daily use does one appropriate this divine prayer book. When read only occasionally, these prayers are too overwhelming by design and power and tend to turn us back to a more palatable fare. So he says, like, that if we're not regularly in the Psalms, then they're too strong for us, and we'll want to go to using less powerful prayers, right? So we see like places like Psalm 13 where that is very true, right? The psalmist saying, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever?" Right? The Psalms are tough, right? But he says, "But whoever has begun to pray this psalter seriously and regularly will soon give a vacation to other little devotional prayers and say," and he's quoting Martin Luther, "Ah, there is not the juice, the strength, the passion, the fire that I find in the psalter." And psalter's another word for the Psalms. Isn't that so German of him, right? "Therefore, wherever we no longer pray the Psalms in our churches, we must take up the Psalter that much more in our daily morning and evening prayers, reading and praying together at least several Psalms every day, so that we succeed in reading through this book a number of times each year, digging into it deeper and deeper. We also ought not to select Psalms at our own discretion, thinking that we know better what we ought to pray than God himself." And that's a powerful statement right there, right? In the ancient church, it was not unusual to memorize the entire David, to memorize the entire book of Psalms. And in one of the Eastern churches, this was a prerequisite for the pastoral office. So Jace, we'll get them on that, right, real quick. The church father, St. Jerome, says that one heard the Psalms being sung in the fields and gardens in his time. And can you even imagine a society where that's just what people are singing as they're going around their daily house chores, right? Just singing psalms to themselves. The Psalter impregnated the life of the early church. Yet more important than all of this is the fact that when Jesus died on the cross, the words of the Psalter were on his lips. So more important than anything else, right? That should tell us the importance of the Psalms. And he ends by saying this: "Whenever the Psalter is abandoned, an incomparable treasure vanishes from the Christian church, but with its recovery will come unsuspected